Man, it is hot and it is humid out there today. Jeez, my eyes are hurting. Let me get me some stuff here. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, man. Throw down a couple aspirin here, and then we see where this live stream goes. What's going on, 99? Good morning, good morning, good morning. At least it is still the mornings on Saturday, the last Saturday of June. Actually, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I had her over most of the day yesterday. I set up a couple chairs for us. We sat outside by the little creek that runs through the property here, and it definitely caught everybody's attention because I think that's the first time anyone around here saw me with a woman sitting out there like that, and it was cool, man. It was really cool. And she told me, you know, I'm beginning to learn a lot about her. Like, she doesn't like complicated shit. She's not like my selfish, greedy, fucked up ex-girlfriend Jenny who wants to be paraded around all over the place. This one, she wants to keep things simple. You know, she told me she loves rivers and lakes and streams and things like that. At least she told me, you know. She didn't keep it a fucking secret and then cheat, you know. Well, there's no indication she's going to cheat on me yet. I don't know. We're just starting off. I am erring on the side of caution, of course. But so far, nothing to complain about. I mean, the only one complaint that I do have is she lives so damn far away from where I live. It's costing me a fortune in gas. You know, and plus, with all the sporting events and concerts in Uptown in Charlotte, you know, it's very difficult to maneuver around because there's just, you know, they're doing road expansions everywhere. Right over here, where I live, going towards South Boulevard, they're ripping up the old asphalt because the asphalt was all messed up, so they're putting down new asphalt and new dividers and new safety signs. Whatever it was, I mean, we have left-wing socialist black power Democrats in the city council, unfortunately. But at least with this one issue, they seem to be really following up with what they were saying they were going to do. And that was one, putting more police out in the street. I'm seeing a lot more CMPD and Pineville PD out there. They're looking for speeders. They're looking for drunk drivers, all that kind of stuff. So that's a good thing. And now they're putting more traffic lights, more dividers, more signs, because as you know, Charlotte is still a growing city. Mecklenburg County in and of itself is a growing county. So But anyway, that's like the one bad thing that I've been able to detect is the traveling back and forth. So right now, I messaged her early this morning. She's doing alterations to some of her clothes, and she's pretty talented with that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like backing off a little bit so that this way I can like focus, on the stuff I got to do here at home. And I did get 2 eBay orders, as a matter of fact. Thank you for those 2 customers. I have noticed a significant decline. As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, not just my eBay store, but what I've observed from the people around me. What I've been able to learn, at least to my knowledge and observation and talking with certain people, the first part of this is that I found out that 6 people were either evicted or left on their own accord because of their bad behavior, which is good for the rest of us. Because I, for one, am tired of having people coming up to my door begging for beer, begging for food, and of course begging for money. Can't have it. That's why I got them signs up there on my door. The one that was up on my wall underneath my patio light, I've since taken down because this one down here got evicted. They changed the locks on her door. There's nothing but garbage out there. You got to see what it looks like. It looks like a mini landfill. She's gone. And I believe 2 people here got evicted for the same bullshit. The woman, I think I talked about this months ago. It was before Christmas happened that a blonde lady that used to live here came up here talking about having a machete and going after their ex and all this crazy shit. And I marched my ass right to the office. And of course, I snuck the conversation on my phone, recorded the audio. And they listened to that. They're like, stay away from her. She's on her way out anyway. And sure enough, she's gone. And then I think 1 or 2 other people who had these fucking rowdy kids, they're gone. Thank God. Thank God. I don't want to see people lose their homes. I know what that is to be homeless, but enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, and it's nice because now, Melania is the nickname I'm going to give the new girlfriend because I'm not going to give anybody the opportunity to dox her. We sat outside yesterday. I brought out the fold-up chairs, had a little table out there. She cooked for me yesterday, which I hope Jenny's watching. She never cooked for me. She made me eggs. Whoop-de-fucking-do. That's not cooking. This woman cooked from scratch. I mean, she's chopping up spices and garlic and seasonings. She did it all herself. I mean, I bought all this stuff and she made it. And it was damn good. Now, I know one of my viewers, Gooey, commented on that short saying that it looks like poop. But let me tell you, that's some good fucking tasting poop. She made lentils with rice and seasonings and garlic and onions and everything. It was freaking amazing, man. It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. Excellent, excellent stuff. A woman cooking for me? Imagine that. So, I said, let's go, instead of staying here indoors, because the kid's father has the kid, I think, for a couple days. The other day we were sitting outside. I laid out a blanket. I've got artificial turf out there anyway, so you can walk around barefoot. It's really nice out there. I love my patio, man. But, we were mostly indoors, with the exception of being on the patio, of course. And then, she said, I like being outside, looking at rivers and streams. I like being around lakes. Her and I went to the park the other day and we sat there for hours just mooching and smooching and kissing and hugging. It was gorgeous, man. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome. If you notice, my face is nice and clean, by the way. A little side note, she made me shave off my beard and mustache again. Even though I had kind of 5 o'clock shadow, she doesn't like it because she likes to snuggle up and she didn't like the beard and mustache, so she made me shave it off in front of her yesterday. Which I think is funny. But anyway, yeah, so I grabbed my little fold-up table and chairs and set up shop right out here in front of the creek, and it was really nice, man, but it caught a lot of people's attention. So, but it got to a point where, she had to get back home and do what she has to do, because don't forget, she's got the little kid and all that, and, she has to do what she has to do because she's still, I guess you want to say, wrapping up the issues with her ex and whatnot, which is good for me. Excuse me. So, I dropped her off. I poured myself a little bit more wine because her and I were drinking some Merlot, and then she got a little tipsy, and I got a little tipsy. But I had a shotgun down a Red Bull or two just to straighten me up because I don't like drinking and driving, all that sort of shit. Excuse me, man. You know what it is? I had 4 turkey hot dogs for breakfast this morning. I know a lot of people may not like turkey, and I got this thing on backwards again, by the way, because I just got out of the shower not that long ago. The Mjolnir should be facing forward like this because the crow's face is supposed to be facing outward with the two what are supposed to represent the wolves, which mean war and defense, while the ravens represent tactical observation and planning and thinking. Anyway, so yeah, I felt I had a little bit more Merlot when I got back home and poured me a glass and went to go sit by the pool before it closed. And one of my other friends showed up and they gave her the blessing to lock up the pool, which is cool. So the maintenance guys don't have to be bothered because they're backing away from a lot of shit. I had a little conversation about that, by the way, with one of them. I'm not going to get into it for the sake of not really getting into things here on the property, but now that certain people have been given the boot like a fucking football being kicked through the goalposts, well, hopefully things should calm down around here. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank the maker. But yeah, I wrapped up with a nice glass of wine. I started watching some YouTube and then went to sleep super early. So I woke up like around 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning and straightened up a little bit. I mean, my kitchen counter's still a little bit of a mess. I mean, it's not messy, it's just a little disorganized, but that's only because, she was here. I got some more plantains for us, and she likes lentils, so I bought more lentils and whatnot. But her cooking, I mean, this is, it's a shock that she actually cooked for me, like I'm taken back by that. And she's like, sit down, I'm cooking. You cooked enough, But I think secretly, she doesn't like the way I make my rice. But anyway, yeah, everything is so far so good. Everything's going well. I might pick her up today. Depends on the time and how much time she has available. Because, like I said, she's still straightening out this whole thing with the father of her kid. I can't get in the middle of that. I'm not getting in the middle of it. Man, I'm falling apart here today. Jeez, it is humid. It's supposed to be like 95 degrees down here, but we got a ton of rain yesterday. So it's going to be humid. It's going to be humid. So be careful out there, folks, if you live around my neck of the woods or anywhere here in the south. But at least we got some good rain over the past couple days, man. Alexa, what's the current forecast?
The current weather is 85 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today's forecast has some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 94 degrees and a low of 72 degrees.
You heard it, folks, 95 degrees. What's going on, Gooey? I was just talking about that dish of lentils that the new girlfriend made for me. That stuff, don't underestimate stuff like that. Listen, I'm German in my roots. I love stew. I love any kind of broth and stew that has the right stuff in it. I'm not just going to, consume stew that doesn't have like the proper stuff that I like. I love chicken gizzards, carrots, celery, potatoes, that sort of stuff. Chunks of chicken sometimes, but lentils like that, the way she did it with fresh seasonings, dude, she was chopping up garlic and onion and all that kind of stuff. It was just great, man. I made a can of beans and rice for breakfast after seeing that. Yeah, I had turkey hot dogs. Let me show you a couple pieces of food that I got recently. Speaking of beans, you guys are going to like this. You should try it, by the way. Now, I'm surprised that my Walmart had these. These are very hard to get, man. They're very hard to get. So these are turkey hot dogs. The only problem is they have a lot of salt, but it's high in protein, low calorie, all that good stuff. No sugar. That's important for me that there's no sugar in these. So these are the hot dogs I get, the Jenny O's Turkey Franks. They're very hard to get around here. I bought up the entire stack that I saw over at my Walmart here. Usually they have a 20 pack. I think it's a 24 pack or a 20 pack or something like that. But whatever packs they had, I bought them up. I love these things. Now, if you're not used to flavorless foods, because if you're like me that watches that watches your weight, like I watch my weight, 7 grams of protein, no byproducts or filters, no artificial colors. The ingredients list is pretty, small for what it is. Has very, very few. The only one bad ingredient in there is starch, which starch is a precursor to sugar, unfortunately. But otherwise, there's really nothing bad in these. They're really, really good. And I ate 4 of these at a time this morning. They're really good, but like I said, they're hard to find. And then one of my favorite ways to eat beans is refried. And the stuff that I love the most, especially with Parmesan cheese or any kind of cheese like mozzarella cheese, is the Ducal. And I bought like fucking 10 cans of this stuff just to have them. But unfortunately with me, sometimes beans don't agree. But I love this shit, man. It's good stuff. You throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, spoon it up, put it in there for another 30 seconds, spoon it up, throw some cheese on it, boom, you got yourself some beans. I love these things, man. Eat them? Well, not right now. Like I said, I just had turkey hot dogs for breakfast. And I actually lost a little bit of weight. I'm floating around 190 now. I'm like anywhere between 189 to 192. So the weight still is at a healthy spot, man, with the sugar-free ginger ale, which I happen to have right there, which is good. This stuff is expensive, man. It's $3 a bottle. If you look at the Walmart shit, it's typically like 99 cents to $1.09 or whatever it is. This shit is expensive, dude. This thing is like $2.60 by me or something like that. But I love this stuff, and I'm trying to back off of drinking the Red Bulls all the time, because I have backed off the Red Bulls, and I think this is kind of common sense that all energy drinks for the most part contain caffeine. I think that caffeine sits in my system for too long, and I've noticed that if I have one first thing in the morning, and I might have a random one during my live streams now, I went to bed like around 9:30 last night, albeit I was drinking wine with her and whatnot, but, I had a glass of wine before I call it a night. But I fell asleep like around 9:30, and I woke up like around 7 with 2 bathroom breaks in between. That's fantastic for me because, unfortunately, having that high blood sugar and all that kind of stuff, you go to the bathroom a lot at nighttime. Anybody that knows that's H1C knows that. But clearly, things are starting to change, and I can feel those changes like that numb feeling and the lightning bolts in my feet have started to subside because I've been taking those supplements. And I'm still, not eating high carb foods. Like I backed off the pastas, and every so often you just can't eat a lot of it in succession. You got to give your body a break. Like right now, I haven't taken, except for that aspirin I took in the beginning of this live stream, I'm giving my body a break for a day or two from the supplements so that this way I can get my nutrients from food. You have to back off every once in a while because your body can be on overload, and that can really do more harm than good, especially the test boosting that I do. Now, I've showed the supplements on camera, what I take: D-aspartic acid, Tomcat, L-citrulline, L-arginine, DHEA, which is a hormone, all that kind of stuff. That's all test boosting, natural test boosting. So, and creatine monohydrate for the muscles. And it's made changes, man. I can feel the changes. Like I feel a lot more relaxed, calm, focused, all that sort of thing. I've always had a high attention span anyway, but I have to give my body a break because you can't go into toxic overload. So, cheers. Anyway, if you're all new to the channel, do me a solid. Hit that thumbs up button. 4 of you did already. Thank you very much for that. For those that have, helps the channel to grow. If you're new to the channel, I don't have to tell you what to do. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Hit the bell to receive notifications, blah, 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 blah. Check out my eBay store and my coffee link if you want to make a donation to the channel. Both those links are in the description box below. I did get 2 eBay orders. I did recomp a lot of stuff over at my eBay store, especially my most recent listings. The MAGA hats, the Cali Fame MAGA hats, and the WinRed Elon Musk MAGA hat. I've dropped my price down to $19.99 each plus shipping, but I've had a couple watchers recently, so I've thrown out 10% offers, which brings the price down to $17.99 if you're watching those hats. I've lowered the price on the Harrison Butker jersey and the hat that goes with it. What else? A couple of the high-priced baseball cards that I have, I've cut literally in half. The Roman Anthony that I pulled on camera and the Basayo rookie card, the super short print, I've literally cut the price in half because I see what other sellers have been selling them for recently, and the prices have come down, so I've lowered my prices accordingly. Excuse me. Oh, man, I'm falling apart here today. The hiccuping, the burping, jeez. So, well, I don't know about that, Gooey. This one is a winner so far. Like I said, for her to actually tell me in my own home, you sit down and shut up and I'm cooking for you, I don't want to hear it. And she did. She actually did. No woman that I've been with in the past 10 years or so since I moved down here to North Carolina has offered once to even try to cook for me. That's a big check mark for yours truly when a woman offers to cook for me. I'm like, damn. Oh, also, one more part of that shameless e-beg, subscribe to the channel if I didn't mention that already. So, but thank you for joining in this completely pointless live stream, folks. I'm full of piss and vinegar today. Honestly, I slept well. Past couple days have been fantastic. I did get a video uploaded to the channel. I did do a live stream yesterday, I think. I believe I did. Yes, I did. I went to go pick her up yesterday. Oh, man. Things have been very good behind the scenes, shockingly, but I don't want to get my hopes up because I know my track history. Expectation leads to extreme failure if you're not prepared for it. Like what happened to me over the past couple years so far. And I hope fucking Jenny is watching, stupid whore. She actually, this current girlfriend asked me about her. And I showed her photos of this monkey man that my ex is with. And she even went like that. She was taken by how this man looks. She actually went like this. See, amor? This guy? I'm like, yeah. Well, you're mine now. And then she grabbed me by my chin and pulled me around this one and gave me a big smooch on the cheek. Which is good. Let me put these hot dogs back in the refrigerator. By the way, guys, like I said, man, you got to try these. The Ducal, not sponsored, by the way. You got to try these, man. They're like, I think, $2 a can or something like that. They're really, really good. Really good. And these turkey hot dogs, not sponsored, by the way, really, really good also, man, if you're trying to watch your weight. These are high fiber, really good for you, man. But just make sure that you hold on tight if you can't handle eating beans, if you catch my drift. So, what's going on with the channel? I think I have my next review planned out because it's very simple and very easy to do. I think it's going to be a rehash of the Mike Piazza jersey. I do have a counterfeit one, and I do have the one I was searching for years, which was the XL size 48, which fits me loosely like this does. It's not oversized because I've had two of them now. I've had one that was a size 44 that you've seen me wear on camera. That was very slim. And then I had a size 52, which is a 2XL that I had tailored. They actually disassembled the shoulders and cut the shoulders down. They disassembled the inside of the jersey and reassembled it and basically re-engineered it. But that cost me a ton of money to do. But since I found the true XL in the size 48, that's the one I'll review next to the counterfeit. I'll try to do a side by side, and I think that's the easiest one to do. The wheels on my computer chair here are digging into the carpet and won't let me move. That's because I steam cleaned it and it's nice and soft. It's like stepping on cotton. So spongy. It still smells like a laundry mat in here. It's awesome. I don't think I'm going to see her today because it's already 11 o'clock. She would have messaged me by now. And it doesn't pay to go all the way up to North Charlotte just to come back down here and only spend an hour or two. I mean, you know, she might get offended by me saying that, but honestly, coming from here to go all the way up there, and it's a weekend, and I'm sure with all the World Cup games going on, it's going to be a clusterfuck up there. Because CMPD have been barricading Truist Stadium, where the minor league team for Charlotte plays. And then, of course, you have the Carolina Panthers arena right there, too. So they tend to close off all of that for security reasons. And because there's a lot of foot traffic. And I hate driving through there. It's a fucking mess. If you think going up to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx is bad, or going, well, at least Citi Field, you have a big open space where you can park. But if you've ever been to to Yankee Stadium up in the Bronx, it's a nightmare to maneuver that. And so is Meadowlands Arena. It's a nightmare to navigate. Once the police get involved, fuck that. Unless you're tailgating and you don't care, like tailgating is a different monster. You know, all you need is a place to park and a TV screen, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and a barbecue setup. But if you're actually going into the stadium, the logistics suck. So lately they've been having a lot of concerts, you know, they've been showing a lot of World Cup games and a lot of the bars and pubs up there, and it's insanely difficult to maneuver. So I'm kind of hoping she doesn't message me just to drive up there to come back down here for an hour or go somewhere up there for an hour. It just doesn't pay. And until she fixes these issues with, you know, the father of her kid, I'm not getting mixed up. And if she doesn't message, as much as I don't want to, I might find myself going to the pool. Because now that I'm aware that there are less jokers living on the property, that means less kids. And more enforcement of the fucking rules, as it should be. So. But yeah, I think for the channel, the next review will be the side-by-side comparison of the knockoff Mike Piazza 9/11 jersey and the authentic one. And they are still, eBay, I don't know why eBay, unless nobody's reporting it, there's been one seller that has been consistently selling counterfeit 9/11 Mike Piazza jerseys, which is like, that's like a big no-no. That's something you just don't do. And this particular seller has been engaging in selling counterfeit 9/11 jerseys. I only bought one for the sake of the channel, just so that you can see when I did those original videos a while back, but this one is just being allowed to get away with it. So, speaking of baseball, if any of you are a Mets fan, apparently Mendoza got fired. And that's not going to change anything. Somebody in the higher echelons of the decision-making need to be fired, but the Mets are just on the bottom of the barrel, as they always are. I don't see them doing anything this season. I mean, they bought Juan Soto for all this money, and Bo Bichette this season. They let go of their stud bull, Pete Alonso, just to, fire their coach. Maybe it's not the coach. Maybe it's the decision-making and the type of players you have on that field. But who knows? Who knows? The Mets have always been the bad news bears anyway. I don't expect anything this season. I watched some of the highlights from the New York Yankees, by the way, before I went to sleep, and the Yankees lost against Boston. My guys in the FIFA World Cup, Germany lost against Ecuador 2-1. And the Germans looked very lackluster. They didn't look impressive at all. It was just a fuck of a game. And why is there a female fucking referee reffing a man's game? You don't see that shit in the women's game. And if anybody has, please correct me right now. Why is there a female referee in a fucking men's game, but there's no men reffing in a female game? Logic! That's like here in the United States, with the Boy Scouts. Remember all that bullshit with the Boy Scouts, that they were forcing girls into the Boy Scouts? How come they don't force boys into the Girl Scouts? You might as well just call it Kid Scouts at that point, right? Children's Scouts, Kid Scouts. It's called Boy Scouts for a fucking reason. It's the same reason why women should not be refereeing a man's game. And she botched a lot of calls in that Ecuador-Germany game. And the VAR system, the instant replay shit, was a disaster too. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been a soccer fan or football fan in particular for the German national team in Bayern Munich for a long time. This World Cup has not impressed me at all. It's not exciting. It just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. This time around, it's like, It's very, very lackluster. The European Championship, the UEFA Champions League and the Bundesliga are the only thing that really do it for me. After that, it's like, this World Cup is like, I don't know. I really don't know. So... But I don't know, man. I used to be really super excited for it. I mean, I've got FIFA signs outside my window, and I got America 250 signs on my window as well for the 250th, which is next week, by the way. Happy 4th of July incoming. So, but I just don't find anything. I don't know. I don't know what it is this year. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I don't know. Maybe it's because they expanded it too big. There are more teams in this World Cup. And then you have the hydration break, which breaks the game up even further. You know, I understand that we have a hot summer here in the United States, but it's not like we're playing in fucking Egypt where temperatures can exceed over 90 degrees all the time, every time. But it's the hydration breaks. It's the fucking bad calls from these female referees. It's just, there's so much crap. There are too many teams playing in this tournament. It's a cash grab. I hate to say it. As a longtime fan of the sport, it's become a cash grab. And that's why MLB may have a potential walkout next year because, well, it's just too much money to be had, too much money to be made, and the average Joe can't go watch these games. You know, a lot of places, even here in Charlotte, have multiple areas where you can go, where fans can look at big screens. You know, if you have an outdoor facility and you're able to show those games on big screens, I mean, your business is going to thrive. Because ticket prices are in the hundreds and hundreds, and I think even in thousands of dollars. And you got people coming here from overseas, you know, from Germany, Sweden, or from South America, from Argentina and Brazil. That's a lot of money to be had. And then you got stadiums like fucking MetLife Arena up in New Jersey that won't even allow you to park your car because they claim it's a safety issue. So you have to rely on public transportation after dropping off your car to certain facilities, miles, if not miles away, within a certain distance from the stadium. The logistics are just impossible. No, thank you. I'll watch it on TV. Thank you very much. But this is nothing to be written home about, this World Cup. Not impressed by it at all. Actually, quite frankly, it's boring. I had more fun watching Yankees highlights last night and watching the news about Mendoza from the New York Mets getting fired than I do any of the World Cup games. You got to text this chick and thank her for the time, but cut her loose. She hanging out what makes you look guilty of things. It's not good. She also got a boyfriend at home. Oh, it's not her boyfriend. They're broken up. They're divorced. It's over between the two of them. It's official. She's going through the motions right now to have shared custody with the kid. Right now, the dad's got him. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. And it's not like what everybody thought in the past with the other asshole. So, take it out of the mind. Now, this time around, like I said, you know, things are going slow. But that was one of the icebreakers for me this time with this one. Was the fact that when she offered to cook for me, I'm like, okay. A woman cooking for me? Okay. And she did. She surprisingly did. And it was good. And actually, it was partially her idea that we would sit outside so we don't have to spend a ton of money going out someplace, which I personally appreciate that. I mean, I've been going for the fucking gusto, filling up my refrigerator for days. I mean, we've been eating good, but we've been eating good stuff, not garbage. You know, I don't know if you could see on my shoulder here on my left. I know the image is reversed, but I got platanos or plantains up there. You know, like I said, I bought them refried beans because I love them things. You know, I got thin cut steaks and chicken breasts and chicken thighs to put on a George Foreman with some seasoning. Nothing too expensive. You know, everything her and I have been doing has mostly been here at home, which is good. So, and I don't blame her from wanting to get away from her place because, you know, now it's not my place to get involved in other people's shit. That's the lesson I learned recently with all this other stuff. That, you know, she wants to get away from the stress and the drama, which I don't blame her for, which is good. You know, like two little kids, we took a walk around the property here, holding hands and all that stuff, and we were snuggling up. And then, you know, I showed her the creek, and she's like, why don't we just hang out here? So I'm like, okay. Shocking, isn't it? For a woman not to want to go out and go crazy spending fucking money. That simple works. That's another check mark. Works for me. I think for any man, that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus that she's that simple. Well, we'll see what happens. Right now, the cards are in my favor, you know, so I can always, at any time, shut it down just like that if I want to. But for right now, where everything's working itself out, real nice. And after all the bullshit that I've had to deal with, it's nice to finally get a break from bullshit. But I am exercising on the air of caution. I mean, if that's one thing that we are doing, we've been talking a lot. She's been telling me what she likes, what she doesn't like. No, she's not fancy. I showed her the pool yesterday, and she's not much of a swimmer, but we'll see. But already it's 10 minutes after 11. I highly doubt I'm going to pick her up. It's going to be too late. We're not going to be able to spend a lot of time together today, so I just might skip out, load up the cooler. Maybe I'll go to the pool. The pool. Well, now that I know that certain people are fucking been kicked out of here, thank God, man. There might be some space for the rest of us, you know, rent-paying tenants to go over there and fucking hang out. We'll see. We'll see. But I got plenty of stuff to review on the channel. Next week, my eBay clock resets. I'll get some new stuff listed over at eBay. The eBay app has been acting funny on me today. I had to install it and uninstall it twice because watchers versus viewers disappeared. Everything went down to zero. And I had to clean out my phone's memory and install and uninstall and reinstall the eBay app twice to get it to function properly. So eBay's been acting a little funny again. You know, last time something happened with eBay, you couldn't list anything. If you uploaded photos, they wouldn't show up. And that was ubiquitous all across the internet. I actually saw a couple blogs on Reddit that were talking about that. You know, so eBay was acting a little funny today. And then after uninstall and reinstall twice, it's finally working again. But, you know, for those that are interested in sports cards or anything that I have for sale, I have significantly reduced the prices on a lot of my most recent listings and on certain baseball cards, like the Roman Anthony super short print. I lowered that down, which I think I have over here somewhere. Should be here. Yes, it is. So here, like the Samuel Basallo and the Roman Anthony's, I believe I lowered them down to 55 and 45 respectfully. Instead of having them at $99 each, I think they're 55 and 45. So I've literally cut them almost in half because I see what they're going for now. And a lot of other cards I've reduced the prices on, so go check that out. The MAGA hats I lowered to $19.99 for anybody that's interested. They got more watchers on them recently, so hopefully somebody will pick them up soon. That would be great. You guys, again, want to donate to the channel, click on the coffee link as well. That helps out. What we got here? Stay vigilant. I promise you're going to come back again. Say gooey. Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's still early to tell. But she already hit 2 check marks. She likes to be simple, doesn't like fancy stuff. You know. And she cooked. The cooking thing for me is huge. She washes the dishes, which is fucking great. None of my other exes did that. I hope Jenny's watching. What does she do? Boil me a fucking egg when I was laying sick in bed one day? Wow, big deal. Who doesn't know how to boil an egg? Or scramble an egg at minimum? Give me a break. At least this one did that for me. She doesn't want to be paraded around, you know. She wants to keep it between her and I, you know, instead of having to be showed up and go drag. You know, that's one of the things I've noticed about Jenny's YouTube channel is she drags this poor simp everywhere she goes. She's the one dragging him around. He's like a fucking dog. He is. He's a dog. He's a fucking Rottweiler or actually, let's go into even more simple dogs, like a fucking poodle. She drags him around like a poodle, and he obeys like a simp. And he's an idiot. I heard him talk for the first time in one of these YouTube shoots. Que te amo. Te amo. Te amo. Te amo. Fucking retard. Unreal. And I showed Melania photos of, because she got curious. I said, I'll show you. And I showed videos of the two of them and photos and screen caps that I took when I was making memes for this channel. And she literally went like this. Sí, mi amor, him? Él? Really? And gave me a big kiss. That's a woman. That's a woman. That's a woman for you. When your woman says, listen, let's not do any fancy, let's just spend time together, let's sit here. That's a woman for you. Who just wants to spend time with a man and not do anything fancy or whatever. So, very pleased with the way things are going, folks, if you can't tell. But I am erring from the I am erring on the side of caution. So, we shall see. This guy still bugs me. Get into a little bit of hobby talk. This guy bugs me to no end. I've been looking at him and I don't know where the hell to put him. Missing Link Ultra Magnus. I have no idea where to stick this guy. Because I've already listed and packed up the 3 Seekers I had. And I already got Studio Series Ultra Magnus up there. I don't know what to do with this guy. And I still have some Transformers that I want to sell off. And I got quite a few Megatrons up there. There's 1 or 2 I want to get rid of. Hegemon might be the next one I get rid of. Because he really doesn't quite fit in. Even though he's a more accurate Megatron compared to even the Studio Series Megatron. Oh, the Studio Series Megatron is cartoon accurate as far as his robot form is concerned. But Hegemon is more accurate as far as him turning into a firearm is concerned. The tank mode I still can't get over for the legit issue. And Hegemon is fucking ugly as far as his robot mode is concerned. We'll see. We'll see what happens with those. But I definitely need to clear out some space, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. again, that's one of the issues that I'm not like other Transformers collectors. I only buy certain figures. I haven't bought not one combiner yet, like the Constructicons or Aerial Bots or Stunticons. They're just too big, and I don't have that kind of room. The only thing that I might end up doing is sacrificing maybe the Ghostbusters that I have up there. I might do like a universally combined shelf down there and just put some of my miscellaneous figures on the bottom. Those Corgi buses really are not doing any justice because this is such a, and I haven't listed this guy yet, by the way. I have to find a box. I haven't had time, but I know I got the box for this, the Pennsylvania Transit bus. But them other 4 buses that I got, it's such a niche set of collectibles that I don't know if they're worth having on that shelf. I think they're just taking up space. That's where he's going to come in. I might just have a separate shelf with just missing Link figures. That's kind of the direction I'm going in right now with my Transformers that I got. We'll see. I still have Earthrise Optimus Prime up there I'm not a fan of. And then I got that miniature Optimus Prime that's sitting right here on my desk. Or I got the Devastation Optimus Prime. But I've got the trailer for Earthrise. And that trailer fits these guys really nice. But then what's going to happen if I list Earthrise Prime? People are going to start asking me, well, where's the trailer? And that's going to suck. I think I noticed that before. There's a piece of the upgrade kit that broke off. You see right there with the mushroom peg on this Prime that snapped. I wonder if I have any, because I do tend to save upgrade kits that I no longer use, but because I've modified them, I haven't put them up for sale because I don't think anybody would buy them like that. See, I got 2 pieces of red. I don't know where these came from unless I trim these and kind of make my own, because I really don't want to buy another upgrade kit. Yeah, it's too thick anyways. All right, so forget that idea. I'm looking at the plastic where it broke. It's just, these are too thick. I would have to use like something from a Rubbermaid container or something like that. Oh, how I love to nerd out about stuff like this. But yeah, the Earthrise trailer goes really, really well. But at the time I upgraded this guy, I didn't know that they had leg extensions. You can actually add extensions to his thighs. And then you can use the gap fillers on this. But, oh well. Ooh, I just noticed that came off. That is supposed to be glued on. Oh, I see what happened there. That's why it popped off. Where's my box cutter? I think I put it in my car with my makeshift tool bucket. Unless I could dig this out with a pocket knife. I'll be right back, folks. I want to see if I can fix this. I'm dying to pop open one of them cans of beans, but I know what's going to happen to me. I'm going to blow up like a fucking balloon. I got to laugh. Let me see if I can fix this. I got to find that box cutter. I think I left it downstairs in my car's tool bucket. Yeah, that's what it. That's why it popped off. Okay. It's like a piece of plastic. Hey, you see, I don't know if the camera will get that. There's a piece of red plastic, I guess, broke off when I did the initial modification. And it got jammed in there. Yeah, it's exactly what that is. So now if I take this, and then I take the upgrade kit to cover up his ass cheeks, which is what this does, it should go right in, and that's exactly what it did. But since I don't want it to come back out ever again, actually, that might be pretty good. You know what? If I can't get it out with my fingers, that means, oh, it came off. Okay, so I'm going to have to glue it. I'm definitely going to have to glue it back in now. Gorilla Glue is awesome, but it can be very stubborn to work with. It could be exceptionally stubborn. Yeah, it got rock hard, that's why. Okay.
That's what she said.
It always pays to have push pins around too. Oh, come on, what's going on here? I think this happened the last time. Yeah, Gorilla Glue could be very stubborn. Yeah, it's solidified, so there's like a gob of glue stuck right there. Where are those? Look out! He's using Kurt's Card Care cleaning tips. You know there's still people commenting on that fucking video that I released months and months and months ago about why I stopped using his cleaning kit. And people are still defending it like it's fucking, like it's religion. I'm like, geez, man, these people just don't learn. That wax over time solidifies and can turn white. And not only that, can cause chemical burns and damage to certain materials. But these people just, the only thing they care about, making their money. Which I don't blame them for. But the fucking greed is so out of control. That's why technically I don't consider myself a sports card hobbyist anymore. Because it's just, it's out of control. Right, that should be nice and clear now. I can't see why. I heard something. It's because this is the gel. And the gel takes forever. There we go. All right. We got results. All right. All right, we finally got some results here. No, where are you going? Now the curvature has to look down. It's not quite there, and I don't want to push it too hard because I know my luck if I do, you know what's going to happen. There it is. All done. So now he's got a robotic chastity belt covering up his ass. God. I'm here all day, folks. Well, not really. The only thing now is to figure out what I'm going to do with that shoulder piece. I hate to get another $20 freaking upgrade kit just for some stupid shoulder piece. I remember specifically that this particular action figure was having issues with this arm popping out constantly. And I think that's what caused that break. That the actual mushroom is oval shaped. Instead of being perfectly round like it should. This arm is going to need some furniture polish. That's the Devastation Optimus Prime, which I've modified multiple times now. Jeez, it took three upgrade kits to get it to be like the way it is. 3 upgrade kits. The gun and different modifications, especially in the thighs, where one of the thighs actually cracked from stress. So now it's 11:30, and she hasn't messaged me, and it's not going to be worth it for me to go all the way up there because, like I said, once these World Cup games go on and our minor league team starts playing, the fucking traffic is going to be horrendous. But anyway, that can go back. Actually, I can go in here. And I think that's pretty much it, folks. I got really nothing much more to say except thank you, everybody. You know, I think, again, the Mike Piazza comparison video will be my next review that I get done here on the channel. We will see. We will see what happens. It doesn't look like I'm going to be seeing her today because she would have messaged me by now. So looks like today's going to be a day for the pool or a day for the patio or just me laying here. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
90, and it's not even noon yet. Oh, I don't know, folks. I think I'm staying home. I'm going to have to tell her. I'm going to have to tell her I think today is off. Today I don't think is going to be a good day. So I'm going to end it right here, folks. Thank you again for keeping me company this morning. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, check out the links to my eBay store and my coffee link if you want to donate to the channel. Again, I think my next review will be doing the Mike Piazza comparison jerseys. And then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of a lot of these reviews, man. If there's one that I'm really tempted to do even before that is this guy. I keep looking at this. And I've seen a lot of reviews with this already. I'm dying to tear into this. And this one might be a little complicated, which may entice me to do a live review, but nobody showed up for that live review, which sucks. So I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. So, because unfortunately, a lot of people just, and I hate to say it, don't have the attention span to sit there for 2 hours listening to me tear apart a toy. So, and then of course we got Big Convoy right there. I definitely want to get into that. There's supposed to be a really good upgrade kit for him, too, that I saw. And I still got a couple of these that are in the backlog. Gears, I still yet to review. I haven't touched him yet. He's been sitting in my backlog for a while. So I got quite the backlog. I got Shockwaves sitting there. So we got quite a lot of stuff to go over here, folks. Well, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to message the girl, see what she decides to do. It looks like it's getting cloudy out there, which is a good thing so the sun doesn't beat down on everybody. And that's pretty much it, folks. So take care. God bless. Stay safe. I will see you all very soon. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.